Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Time for Tea, a 144. If you're new here, my name is Monse, and if you're returning, like always, you're a real one. Thank you for being here. I appreciate ya. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Okay? I want to talk a little different today. I know lately I just been like, it might sound like all negative or whatnot, because I just been sharing my story with you guys and sharing what my life has been for the most part, or what my life has looked like up until now. I know that I haven't shared my entire story with you guys, and but I do kind of want to switch it up today, because I don't want to make it seem like, I don't want to make it sound so negative on here, okay? Because I mean, it's not. I mean, I know the situations that I went through were very, very negative, very, hold on. Sorry. I know they were very negative. They were very, how do I say? Well, I mean, they were very negative in when I say that, because I didn't know what was going on, right? Certain things, like I always say, certain things that happen in my life, I do take responsibility for them, because those certain things happened because of the choices that I made, right? Sometimes, like, we think we're gonna make the right choice and we end up making the wrong choice, and we end up in a situation where we're like, oh fuck, now how do I get out of this? Or you ride it out till the wheels fall off and you just say, fuck it, this is what I chose to this is what I chose to do, so I'm just gonna ride it out, just thug it out, right? And for the most part, to be honest, that's like my ammo. You know, if I was ever presented in my life with a situation like, how do I say? Like, fuck, okay, I'm in a pickle, right? How do I get out of it? How do I get out of this pickle? I would never do that. I would just think of the best way possible to make that tough situation work. I've always been resilient. Okay, I've never been, I just heard scarcity. I don't know why. I've never been there, though. You know, maybe I've never been in scarcity. Like, I've never been there. I've never, and for lack of a better word, okay, please don't get upset. I hope, okay, maybe the way I phrase certain things, or the way I say certain things, or maybe thank you, Spirit, for the way I express myself. If you do not like the way I express myself, the way I express about certain people that I talk about here, before anybody wants to get on the comments and like say stuff about it or anything, all you have to do is click out of the channel and go look for another video that better suits you, okay? Because I keep saying that a lot, because I know some people are like, well, you cuss a lot, or you're not allowed to say certain words, or you can't say that word, or you can't say this word or that word. But, you know, people want to come on here then, but you can tell me how to speak, but I can't freely speak the way I want to. It doesn't make any sense, right? So I'm just going to throw that out there as well, because I don't want to keep on apologizing for the words that I use. And I also don't want to, I feel like I don't need to. I don't need to apologize, and I don't need to give explanations on why, or why is it okay for me to use certain words, or why you think it's not okay for me to use certain words, right? So yeah, now that that's clear, this is going to be the last time I'm going to say it too. I'm not going to continue to say, oh, my bad, or if you feel away, or if you do this, or if you do that. Like, no, I'm not. This is going to be the last time I am going to say something about it. Nobody has said anything yet, but to be honest, I'm just throwing it out there because I know that, obviously you're putting yourself out there, right? You're putting yourself on the internet. You're putting your business out there. You're sharing your story and everything. And not everybody's going to resonate, okay? Not everybody's life is wild. I get that. Two, not everybody goes through the same things you do, right? I get that as well. So that's why I just say, I'm just sharing my story. I'm sharing what I'm doing, and I'm sharing my situations, my current situations. I know that I still have a lot more to unveil, uncover, if you will, okay? And I'm going to be coming on here and sharing it, okay? And so, like I said, some of you might like the way I express myself. Some of you might not give a fuck, but other people give too much fucks, okay, on how people be talking. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So, moving on. But what I actually want to talk about today is actually, okay, I just heard forgiveness. And, so let's talk a little about that. I'm not gonna lie. The thoughts of forgiving these people seems so far away. I'm gonna say it seemed like something that I was never going to do, something that I was never capable of doing. After my marriage ended, to say I was broken is an understatement. I was broken. I was beat and battered and bruised. Not literally, okay? Metaphorically speaking. Like, I was beat, battered, and bruised mentally, emotionally, okay, so in the midst of all that, right, I was like, the moment he left, it was like a sigh of relief. I was like, thank God it's over. And it is over. It was over. It was over. It was over. I never thought at one point that I was going to be like, okay, cool, it's just a little break until he comes back. No. It was over. Okay? And while that was happening, like I said, he was gone and everything, but so much had happened with him that I was trying to at least heal from other things, right? And so as I was healing from those other things, I was also healing from the situation that he had just put me through, from the fucking mind fuckery that I had just gotten myself out of for the past 8 years. Okay? And so, I just thought that forgiveness was not in the cards. I was like, fuck him. I'm not forgiving him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck my mom. Fuck my siblings. Fuck my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my this-in-law, my that-in-law. Like, fuck every single one of them. Fuck them all. I'm not forgiving shit. I'm never gonna forgive shit. Fuck them all. That was literally the type of time I was on.
Mommy!
Hold on, y'all. That was the type of time I was on. Okay? That was the kind of time I was on. I'm like, forgive them. Forgive them. Were they like, oh no. Let's be mindful of how we come from Monse. Let's be mindful of how we treat her. I'm like, fuck that. If they weren't considerate for me, right? I mean, hell, they were doing love spells and black magic and death magic and this magic and that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was being tortured spiritually.
Can you get the cook?
Physically, no,
Yes, you are.
let me see.
What do you know? We can all share.
Sure. Good job, Mateo. You know, so I'm like, fuck him. I ain't forgiving nothing. I ain't forgiving no one. Fuck that. I'm not forgiving. But the more I said no, the more spirit was like, we can't move forward. Oh, fuck. We can't move forward. We cannot move forward if you're angry, if you hold a grudge, if you're pissed off. You can't. So I threw myself at Archangel Raphael's feet, 1212. I threw myself at his feet. And I asked him to teach me how to forgive. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Because I didn't want to. I was honest. My heart was open. Okay? And, woo. Hold on, y'all. All right. We fucking up the makeup and everything, and we just barely getting started. Yeah, so I threw myself at his feet. And I asked him to teach me how I can start the process of forgiving. Because I didn't know how. They don't deserve my forgiveness, was the type of energy I was on. They don't deserve my forgiveness. They weren't thinking about me. Why in the hell should I think about them? Because we're here to do his work, right? And he forgave. How did they treat Jesus? How did they treat him? What did they do to him? And how did he show his power? How did he show who he really is, what he really is, right? It was through his silence. It was no revenge. He was like, all right, I'm about to come back and shoot all you. Like, he didn't do none of that. Right? It wasn't none of that. Resucitó. Resucitó. He came back, right? So that's what I did. I threw myself at San Rafael And I asked him to show me how to start to be able to forgive. And that's what I did. I would pray every night. I would meditate sometimes 3 times a day. Okay. I have we're 15 minutes into the video. If you are resonating with not being able to forgive and not being able to do, I have a video on my channel, on my other channel, Cosmic Creation 144, that it's called The Angels Are Calling. It's a pretty long video. That video, before I made that video, the angels showed me something so beautiful. You see that shit? The angel showed me something so beautiful that I literally felt like I was there. If you're interested and you feel guided to, go ahead and check it out. It's called The Angels Are Calling. And I don't remember if it's before that one or after that one. There's another one that's called You're Being Crowned. I would suggest to watch both. Because I think both messages go hand in hand. But if you feel guided to, okay, no pressure. But yeah, so that's exactly what I did. And that's where I began to understand. You know that saying, like, you're forgiven because because of your ignorance, because you don't know what to do, or you don't know what you're doing, right? I don't know how I feel about that, because if I don't like you, right? If my jealousy and my whatever is so stuck on attacking you, right? I know what I'm doing. It's like right now, I know what I'm doing is for my highest good. I'm doing the work of God. I'm doing everything I do is of light. Everything. Even my magic. Even my healing rituals, and everything is in light. Everything is in the name of the Most High. Look at that. Everything is in the name of the Most High. I know that that's what I'm doing, right? I know that that's what I'm doing. So it's hard to say, like, oh, forgive them because they do not know what they do. Hell the fuck yes, they do. They do. They know that what they're doing is, look at that, a fucking spider. You see what I'm saying? They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. I don't think that's a coincidence to see a spider. Okay? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know that what they're doing, they know the intent, right? They know that obviously if they say, oh, let's go do some black magic so they won't have no money, and you're broke as fuck for, I don't know, 5 years. And they're behind the scenes watching you, right? How you're eating shit and you have no money. And they're like, look at them over there, bro. They don't even have money for a sandwich. You know what you're doing. 1919. And so then you say, so how do you forgive that? That was me. And that could be you right now. That could be you saying, whoever it is for you, person, place, or thing, right? Fuck, my family, my coworker did this, my boss was trying to play me, my best friend betrayed me, my this, my that, whatever it looks like for you. right? Whatever it looks like for you. But you have to. Period. Poo, she be saying. It's a girl here on YouTube. What is it? What's her channel? Something Spirit. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of her channel right now, and I be watching her like crazy, and I'm subscribed to her channel. Oh my god. Oh, it's called Let's Hear It Spirit. There you go. Thank you. It's called Let's Hear It Spirit. Here on YouTube. She be saying that. Period. Poo. Like, bitch, it is what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? I love that. Check out her channel if you haven't. I'll put her channel thing in the description box if I remember, because your girl be forgetting sometimes. But yeah, so right, you think like, why should I forgive? At the end of the day, forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. It's to help you grow. It's to help you grow as a person. It's to help you grow spiritually. It's to help you understand. Thank you, Spirit. It's to help you understand the why, the how comes. Because when you first go through a spiritual awakening, those are the questions. Like, why would my husband sacrifice me? Why would my husband do black magic on me? Why would my husband why would he try to bind me? Why would my wife, why would she try to bind me? Why would my mom, or why would my dad, or why would my brother, my sister, the dog, the cat, whoever, okay? Why? Why would they do that to me after I was so great? I helped them 22. I helped them when they needed the help. I had their back. I was there. I took the food out of my mouth to give to them. I took the shirt off of my back to give to them. Why the fuck would they do me like this? Why? Why, God? Why? Jesús, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué a mí? ¿Por qué me están haciendo esto a mí? Right? As soon as that tower hits, those are like the questions that just come up to the surface. Why? Because those have been the questions even while you were still in that situation, whatever that looks like for you, right? You were like, fuck, dude, I keep giving and giving and giving, but how come she don't do the same for me? Well, I'm going to continue to give, and then hopefully they change. They're not going to change. They're never going to change. They are who they are. And that's that. And if they ever get over you or move on for you or whatever or anything like that, they're going to do the exact same thing to that person that crosses their path. But you, oh my God, I just heard this. But you will forever be a mark in their life. Period. You have marked whoever this person, place, or thing is for you. You've marked them. I just keep like un sello. I just heard that, un sello. Like you put a stamp on this person. And this person, I'm assuming it's a person, because I just keep hearing like you put a stamp on them, like you put un sello. So it could be like a person, place, or thing, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be like love interest or anything like that, right? Whatever it looks like for you. But this person can go off and live their life, and you 444. See, that just lets me know, that 444 lets me know that the whole time this person knew that you were special. This person knew that there was something that they couldn't put their finger on when it came to you. But they didn't give a fuck. They still did you the way they did you. They still said what they said. They still did what they did. They still behaved the way they behaved. It didn't matter. It's almost like, I used to tell my husband this all the time. I would always be like, you know what it feels like? It feels like you're like, oh yes, I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my home. I love my family. But then right in the moment when you feel that way, you immediately turn around and you're like, fuck that bitch. I'm not supposed to love that bitch. Fuck her. I'm going to drag her through the mud and throw dirt on her name and tell her that she's worthless and tell her that she's useless. Yeah, I'm going to do that better. So it's almost like something inside of you like switches. And you rather do that. You rather be mean. You rather be malicious. You rather be a coward. I just heard that. You rather be a coward than to stick up and say, no, this is not right. I'm going to stick up. I'm going to stick with my wife, with my girlfriend, with my sister, with my brother, with whoever. I'm riding with them. What's good? Oh my God. I just heard no balls. No balls. That's what I'm saying. No balls, no character, no backbone. Right? And you have all this. I just heard integrity. You have integrity. You have integrity. You got what it takes. You know what this is giving? It's giving like whatever you just got out of, whatever you just removed yourself from. Whoever the fuck these people are, this person is, whatever, they could never. They could never. They would crumble like a piece of paper. Okay? They would crumble like a piece of paper. They have no backbone. Again, this is not for the weak. And these motherfuckers out here is weak as fuck. That's why they gotta spell work and bippity bop and boopity boop. Like fucking Intuitive can't be saying fucking basement dwellers and whatnot. Right? But you don't do none of that shit. You out in nature, soaking up the trees, the sun, the air, the water, you know what I'm saying? You're earth. You're free. You're love. You're kind. You're light. And that's what oh my God, I just heard you're intimidating. You intimidated these people. That's why they had to use magic. Thank you, Spirit. That's why they had to use magic. Because you're intimidating. Because they knew. Hold on. They knew that they cannot take you down on their own. They had a bippity bop. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so this journey, it is not for the weak. Okay, it is not easy. It is tough, but it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. It's worth it. But because people see the light that you carry, the anointing that you carry, you know. Again, my God. Yeah, so it's not an easy gig, but it's well worth it. Okay, so deja de gritar, Mateo. Yeah, so, but it, like I said, it's worth it. You have to believe that, though. You have to believe that. And, again, you have to forgive. Because at the end of the day, forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. It's not for them. And sometimes we forget that, right? We say, oh, I don't want to forgive them. They did this to me. They did that to me. Why in the hell should I be forgiving motherfuckers who did this and who did that and the other, right? Because, again, it's not for them. It's so you can continue on this journey. It's so you can continue on this journey. It's so you can continue to it's so you can continue to find yourself, to discover yourself. Thank you, Spirit. To discover yourself and discover who you really are, who you're really meant to be, what you're really meant to be, and who you're supposed to become, what you're supposed to be, what your path is, right? But you cannot discover your path, discover your gifts, unveil your gifts, desarrollarlos, 30-30, as I said that. You can hone in on them, right? If you're mad and angry and pissed off at these motherfuckers still. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this. The moment you start to forgive, you are going to start to feel better. You are going to start to feel okay. You are going to start to feel better. You are going to start to feel okay. And then once you start that, you are going to start to understand the whys, the how comes, why did this have to happen and that had to happen and this, that, and the other. You're going to begin to understand those. You're going to begin to understand them. 31-31. Okay? You're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to feel okay. And then slowly but surely, you're going to be coming to the realization of the what is. Hold on. You're going to begin to understand. And then whatever you were unsure of while in the relationship or in the situation you were in, you start to see. You start to see. It's almost like you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And yes, you might even find out things that you didn't know, and you find them out and they sting a little. Okay? I'm not gonna lie. Yes, they sting a little. Actually, they sting a lot. Because, why? Because you're an empath, right? Because you care about people. And then finding out that the motherfucker you gave the sun, the moon, and the stars to fucked you over. Oh, but you didn't know also that motherfucker was behind your back sleeping with your sister. Or you didn't know that she was fucking around with your best friend right underneath your nose. Or some bullshit like that, right? And that's the reason why we need to forgive. That's the reason why we need to forgive. Because the Most High already knows that you're resilient. The Most High knows exactly what you can endure and what you can't. And even though those things may hurt, it's something that you can endure. It's something that you can handle. Again, these motherfuckers could never. They could never. They couldn't. They could not ever. They could never. They don't have what you have. And they want what you have. That's why they attack you. I just heard that. They want what you have. That's why they attack you. They want your anointing. They want your light. They want your light. They want your light. They want your anointing. They desire to have what you have, but they cannot. Why? Because their heart is dark. Yours is not. Yours is not. Even when you felt that you were at your lowest, you always looked up and asked God for help. You didn't cry out to God.
Can you help me?
Hold on. You, oh my God. You cried out and asked God. How do I say? You didn't blame God. You weren't like, God, what the fuck? Da, 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 la, la, la. You didn't, it wasn't like that. You got on your knees and cried out. Help me. Help me. Save me from this situation that I cannot find. Oh, help me out of this maze that feels like it doesn't have a way out. That's what you did. And he came in and helped you. Because you were never alone. If I'm speaking to a chosen one, a chosen child of God, you were never by yourself. Even though you might have felt like you were alone, you were never alone. God knew that these people were going to do what they did to you. And God knew that you were going to come out from it. Yes, battered and bruised. Metaphorically speaking, right? I mean, everybody's situation is different, and no, I am not condoning any form of violence or anything. Totally, yeah, no. But yes, you came out of that battered and bruised. What is it? I bend, but I don't break. And that's you. You bend. So these motherfuckers really try to break you. They bend you till they couldn't bend you no more. And they're like, why the fuck doesn't this motherfucker snap? I'm bending them and I'm bending them and they don't fucking snap. Why? Like that. That's why. Because in your heart, you still had the Most High. In your heart, you still had faith. In your heart, you still believed that something had to give, that something had to happen. That something had to happen. That something had to happen. That things couldn't, like this could not be it. Right? This cannot be it. God, please don't tell me this is it. This is not it. And God was like, it's not. Find your voice. Find your voice, and that is going to be the ticket to your freedom. That's exactly what you did. Right? Because when we're asleep, when motherfuckers try to bring us down or like dim our light, sometimes we do that on our own. Sometimes we dim our own light so a motherfucker won't feel like shit. When we should be like, it ain't my fault. Your light is not as bright as mine. Then maybe you shouldn't do evil shit, and maybe your light can shine brighter. Like this is how dumb they are. They have no idea that all they have to do is seek to the Most High. That is literally it. For things to happen, for them to open their pathway to great things. Like, that's literally all you have to do. But motherfuckers don't want to do the work. Motherfuckers don't want to make the sacrifice. And that's when God's like, all right, well, I mean, you don't want to do the work. Collective did the work. Look at them over there, battered and bruised. But they did the work. Hold on, what time is it? I'm good. Because I gotta go, y'all. But, yeah, right? My bad. Yeah, so God is like, well, you don't want to do the work. Collective did do the work. So it speaks for itself, right? You don't want to do it. Collective did do it. So that's why Collective is out here shining, looking cute, looking right, ascending, honing in on their spiritual gifts, speaking their truth, telling their story. Things that they've gone through. Maybe it resonates with somebody else. Being hopeful for the future. Not thinking negatively, thinking positive, and saying their affirmation and doing this and doing that and doing the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing the work. You're doing what needs to be done. And that's that. Nothing else. That's that. Okay? And I feel like that's Oh my God, that's what I just heard. And I was just gonna say, that's what they most hate about you. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting like someone here is metaphorically speaking, okay, and this is like the only way I can, like, well, no, it's probably not the only way, but this is how I'm gonna say it. I'm speaking to somebody here who is so resilient that if somebody says, all right, it's time to eat shit, you're like, all right, pass me a spoon. Why? Because you have so much faith in the Most High that you know you're not gonna be eating shit forever. It's temporary. And you're okay with temporary. Why? Again, because it's not forever. Because you have faith. Because you believe. Because you trust. Because the Most High already told you, just hang on a little bit tighter. Just hang on. Just hang on. We're like this close to the finish line. I'm about to beyond bless you. Just un poquito más. Un poquito más. And you're like, cool, I can do that. And you're doing it. And I feel, again, this is what pisses motherfuckers off about you. You're not scared. I just heard that you're not scared. You're not scared of the trials and tribulations. That's literally, I just heard that again. You're not scared of the trials and tribulations that come with being chosen, right? Because we know that with being chosen comes with attacks, people hating, motherfuckers hating all day, every day. That's all motherfuckers know how to do is hate on a chosen one. Okay, so, but that seems not to bother you at all.
Mama, you're nearly done.
Okay.
I want again.
Okay, I'll put it right now.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome.
Mom, not do talking.
Okay, va a sentarse. Ahorita voy y lo cambio.
Let's do it now.
Okay, but yeah, again, that seems like the main, like what they dislike about you the most. That you're that resilient, that you don't turn around and like cry and run from a tough situation like they do, right? Okay, put it in your purse, right? They don't do that. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, they don't do that. They run from the situation. They don't even hold on. Yeah, they don't do that. What do they rather do? They rather beepity bop some shit and stick to your energy. Because while they're stuck to your energy, right, they ain't gotta do the work. They don't have to do the work. While you're sitting here doing the work, carrying your stuff and carrying their stuff, plus their sister's stuff, plus their brother's stuff, plus your mama's stuff, plus no. How do you think you're gonna end up at the end? Again, like I said, battered and bruised. Battered and bruised. That's how you end up. Tired, exhausted. Right? Tired, exhausted from having to deal with all the mess. So see, you carry all their burdens, right? Plus on top of that, not only you carry their burdens, but they're attacking you. Spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever. So when you're finally out, God knows that you're tired, that you're exhausted, that you've had enough. So what makes you think that he is not going to give you a moment of relaxation. Yeah. And you believe that. You know that. And because of that, again, you're about to be blessed. And if these motherfuckers is mad now, when they get a glimpse of what your blessings look like, oh my God. Hey, you see? Pissed off. Remain positive. What am I saying here? That's what I'm saying. Remain positive. You're almost at the finish line. I know you're tired and I know you're exhausted. Okay? I do know that. But nothing is going to stop this from coming in. Okay? Like I said, God wouldn't give us something that he knew that we couldn't handle. He gives us what he knows that we can handle, and that's that. He will never give us something that we can handle. Boy, this is... Oh. Hold on. Oh, shit. Guy, how the hell did I put it in? I don't remember how I did it last time. Okay, here then. But you figure it out then. I don't know. Let's see what the Jesus cards have to say. Yeah. Work on forgiving these people, okay? I don't know who needed to hear that. Work on it. It's not for them. It's for you. It's for your growth. Period. That's that. Okay? And nothing is more important than that. Nothing is more important than your growth. Don't stay in your anger. Don't stay in your ego. Okay? Nothing's more important than that. Than your growth spiritually, as a person, overall, as a mom, as a dad. Well, I just heard you should be high vibing. It says, what things soever you desire. When you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. So whatever you pray for, you shall have and you shall receive. Again, you having faith, you believing, okay? You believing that while you're eating, that plate of shit is not going to be forever. You know that. You trust that. You believe that. We have, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Again, you believe. Thank you, Spirit. You believe. I just said that. That even though you're eating that plate of shit, you believe that God's coming. He's coming to aid you. He's coming to rescue you. He's not going to abandon you. He hasn't abandoned you. He will not abandon you. Wow, I love that. I love that. What the hell? Oh my God. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. I'm so proud of you. Look at that. Look at that. This is giving. I'm so proud of you. Maybe some of you need to work on the forgiveness. Maybe some of you did forgive. Or maybe some of you just barely did that. And this is God saying, I just want to say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. But you about to get a vacation. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. Do. We made it. Yeah, we made it. I was patient. I was patient. Maybe some of y'all need to go hear that song. It's called Congratulations by Post Malone. Okay. It's basically saying, right, motherfuckers thought I wasn't gonna make it. Motherfuckers thought I wasn't shit. I wasn't gonna never be shit. And look at me. Now they want to say congratulations. Blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. Again, you having that spiritual awakening, maybe you're hearing the voice of God now. You're hearing the voice of spirit. Okay, and the voice of spirit is coming in loud and clear. Again, like I said, maybe God showed you or is about to show you something that you still haven't, that you still don't know about these people. It's hers. Give it to her. Alright, last one. Get your questions ready for the angels, okay? Give and it shall be given unto you. Again, forgiveness, helping others. But you know now, right? You know, now we know not to overgive. We know who to give and who not to give. Relationships are give and take. Period. It's not just give, or take. No, it's give and take. If you're not in a situation, in a relationship with somebody that is a give and take, then stop giving. Or if somebody's giving to you and you ain't giving back, then stop taking. Okay? So the first card we had out was in a year from now. Okay? Communicate clearly. Maybe if you guys are talking to your angels, speaking to the Most High, you need to be setting your intent. Oh, okay. You need to be setting your intentions loud and clear, very specific. You can't say like, I want a dog, and the Most High sends you a Chihuahua, and you're like, really, Lord? But you weren't specific, right? I want a black dog. I want a black pug. That's a girl with a blue eye and a green eye. It's something, you know what I'm saying? Like, specific. Okay, set your intentions. When you manifest, set the intentions very specific. The situation will improve. Again, if you're eating that plate, you won't be eating that plate for long. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Okay. For those of you that need to communicate clearly or set your intentions clearly, but once you do that, the situation will improve. Okay? So maybe some of you are like, oh yeah, I want a car and I want money and I want a house and I want this and I want that. Set your intentions clearly. Okay? Meditation brings answers. Some of you need to meditate more here. Okay? In the near future, woo, yes. Okay, and the last one we have is look for a sign. We have those a lot, right? When we're on the spiritual awakening, we have those like signs and synchronicities. Like you might be seeing 111, 555, 1212, 1010. Like I know I stay like 1111. Like those are the 222. Those are angel numbers that I cannot, like 1234, 711, 411, 404, 144. Those are all angel numbers that are letting you know that what you're doing is in alignment with what you're meant to be doing. Like you're You are where you need to be at this very moment in time. Okay? You don't need to be nowhere else but where you're at. Okay? Wow. I hope you guys like this message. Okay? Make sure you're learning how to forgive. If you don't want to forgive, if you're being stubborn about it, call in Archangel Raphael to help you. Okay? Because again, it's not for them, it's for you. And be proud of yourself for overcoming whatever it is you overcame. Because no other motherfucker could have done it but you. Trust me. Nobody else could have done that shit but you. Nobody had the resilience. Nobody had the strength. Nobody had the courage. Nobody had the backbone that you had to get up out of there. Wherever you got out of. So be proud of yourself for that. Because the Most High is. If it was in here, right? The Most High is. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done. Okay? So you've done a really good fucking job. So be proud of yourself. Because again, like I said, 555. These motherfuckers couldn't have done it. They're weak as fuck. And that's why they attacked you. Or that's why they came for you. Or that's why they did whatever it was that happened in your life. Because they're weak. And they know you're strong. And they know you're courageous. And they know your faith. So that's why they leached on to you. But that shit is done. And oh, I just heard that gravy train has passed. I've never even heard gravy train. That just gives me, you know what I got? That movie, Coraline. Have y'all ever seen that movie? That movie's weird, okay? But it's a good movie. But it's weird. But I saw in that scene where, if you've seen the movie, right, I'm going to reference it. If not, go check it out if you feel guided to. But, in the movie, there's a scene where she goes to the other mother's house and she's made chicken and like she just pulled out a feast for her. Milkshakes and just like the whole nine for her, right? To try to convince her so she can put buttons in her eyes. And I remember she was like, make way for the gravy train. Choo choo. And there was the gravy train going through and it poured gravy on her mashed potatoes. But then she was like, when they poured gravy, hold on. When they poured gravy on her mashed potatoes, Coraline looked over and saw a little box. And she was like, oh, is this for me? And the mom was like, yeah, that's your gift. And she opened it and she was like, buttons? Like it was all fake, you know, that whole meal. Maybe this is symbolic, okay? Maybe this is going to resonate with somebody. I don't know. I was already saying bye, but whatever. It was fake. It was an illusion. Thank you, Spirit. It was an illusion. Maybe that's what happened, right? They presented you with something that looked so pretty and so great. And it was wonderful and this, that, and the other thing. And then, bam, they hit you with what they really want you to do. And you were like, fuck that. And you were like, bitch, please, I'm out this motherfucker. This is not for me. And you said no. And you turned around and walked away. And that's why now the Most High says, job well done, faithful servant. Well done, thou and faithful servant. You've done well. Because you said no to whatever the fuck that was. I don't know. I just got that reference from that movie. And that's basically what it was. They gave her everything. They gave her everything she wanted. The food, the candy, the milkshakes. Coraline liked to garden a lot. Okay? That's another thing too that it's coming through. I don't know. She was into gardening. She always loved to garden. Dejen de estar peleando, pues. ¿El qué, mami? Hold on, guys. Yeah, and she loved to garden. And her mama always would tell her no. Like, her parents never listened to her. Her parents were always, like, in work or whatever the hell, right? So, but she always wanted to be outside gardening She would, you guys, there is a squirrel that just pulled up. Again, your girl be tapped in. Please tell me that I am not tapped in. Yeah, they were, she loved to garden. She loved to garden. She liked to be outside in nature when it would rain. She would play in the mud. She would, I think she grabbed like a stick and she was holding it to kind of connect with the air. I'm telling you, somebody needs to go watch that movie here. Okay? That is very significant for somebody here. I don't know. If you guys are into that, it's a Tim Burton film. If you know who Tim Burton is, you know the kind of films that he does. And I just saw a butterfly. I just saw, this is confirmation. The squirrel and the butterfly, somebody here needs to go watch that movie. You guys are going to resonate with some parts of it. So, if you feel guided to watch the movie, go watch the movie. And I'm going to say this. Pay attention to it, okay? Do not, don't brush it off. Find the signs and synchronicities in the movies that go along with you. Okay? Because I feel like there's somebody here that is going to resonate with the movie. Just really pay attention to it, okay? I love you so much. I will catch you in the next one. Adios.